afternoon, fellow constitutionalists. Fourth time's a charm here on this live stream. Welcome to the Dan Clements Show. I'm your host, Dan Clements, your constitutional warrior, fighting for your right just to be an American. It is May 6th, year of our Lord, 2022. 2022, folks. Remember, we're a hyphen-free, PC-free zone. God is still in control, and he does love you. And I am broadcasting live from the rainy Hemlock Studios here in the central Susquehanna Valley in the great Keystone State. Let me get my chat started there. This will not be as long as my live stream yesterday. I kind of like doing live streams because it just makes it easier on me if I get things going. For some reason, my mixer wasn't working right, and I had to do a bypass on my mixer. I'll have to figure that out. So hopefully I just listened to... Yep, I can hear my voice on there now. So everything's working now. And I'm not using my live stream computer. I'm doing this off my working computer. So hopefully everything will stay in good shape here. So anyway, getting to the show here today, I titled it Stumbling, Bumbling Joe and VP Kamala. Hear me roar. Both of them are talking about Roe v. Wade. Both of them have no clue what they're talking about. I do have, I got to bring these articles up real quick. I do have them up. I have one here from Red State. It's called Roar This, Pro-Life Women Are Here in Numbers Too Big to Ignore by Susie Moore. So we're going to read just a little bit out of that. You can probably guess what they're going to be talking about here. So we got that, and then Stumbling, Bumbling Joe said something about the law, legislature, stuff like that, and totally misses the point of our. And it's not just Joe Biden. It's the Democrats, it's liberals, and it's leftists in this country that don't understand the system of government we have. We have a constitutional representative republic, and it operates under a system of federalism. Basically what that is, and our founders and our framers brought one truth to the forefront of our government that governments throughout the ages have ignored, or at least the vast, overwhelming majority have ignored, and that would be that the people are sovereign over the government. It's the people, then the states, and then the states actually created a federal government under our system. A lot of people think that the federal government created the states and that they have supreme authority, and they don't. I don't want to get into what the supremacy clause means, other than just to say if it's not in Article 1, Section 2, and maybe one or two other places in the Constitution, the 10th Amendment kicks in, where any of the powers not granted to the federal government are retained by the states or the people thereof, if the people didn't give the states that power. So I got the short clip with Kamala Harris first, ladies first now, and I'm not assuming anything, just ladies first. So here's this short. It's a real short clip, and then we're going to read this article from Red State.
Well, we say, how dare they? How dare they tell a woman what she can do and cannot do with her own body? How dare they? How dare they try to stop her from determining her own future? How dare they try to deny women their rights and their freedoms?
How dare they? How dare you? How dare you do that? How dare you do that? First off, and I know this has been said many times, but on Twitter especially, the leftists don't get it. Roe v. Wade goes away at the national level. There's still abortion. It goes back to the states. A lot of states are ramping up their abortion laws and saying, hey, come here, we'll give you an abortion. Other states are going the opposite direction. That's federalism, folks. That's how our government is supposed to work. All 50 states are separate little governments, and they're like the test bed for federalism. If something works in one state, maybe another state will adopt it. If a state adopts something and it's making the state worse. Other states see that, and they'll go the other direction, or they should. So there's 50 little experiments going on, and they call it experiments in democracy. I call it experiments in federalism. And so you have all these things going on. So because of Roe v. Wade going away doesn't mean that abortion will be outlawed. It should be, but it's not for some reason. And I talked about this yesterday on the show. For some reason, I can't come over to your house and murder your mom or your dad because that's against the law. I'll get arrested and be put in a hooshka the rest of my life. But it's okay to murder and kill a baby in the womb. You understand what I'm saying? The hypocrisy abounds here, and they're fighting. They're literally fighting. I showed this yesterday on the show. They're literally fighting for the right to kill babies in the womb. But anyway, get back to Hear Me Roar. Like I said, this article here is by Susan Moore. It's posted today at 8 a.m. Pro-life women are here in numbers too big to ignore. Kamala Harris's remarks that we just listened to, and I'll read them again. I hate to do it. Later Tuesday came a video of Harris doing her best Greta Thunberg impression while addressing Emily's List. How dare they? How dare they tell women what she can and cannot do with her own body? How dare they? How dare they try to stop her from determining her own future? How dare they? How try to deny women their rights and their freedoms? And I know I showed this picture yesterday, and I have to show it again today. I really do, because it's and I got to fix something here again. Sorry, folks. I had the wrong things up on her, and that's why you weren't hearing me at all. So let's do this. All right, now here we go. This is a picture of a woman's body with the baby's body inside her, saying it's not your choice. It's not your choice. And the other thing I want to show you here is the another verse that goes along with this not being your choice. And this is something, folks, this is something that is fundamental. This is a fundamental truth here. A woman's body is her body, but that baby that's in her body is not her body. She's not killing her body, she's killing a baby in the womb. If you understand what I'm saying. I just want to bring this up. And I'm only going to read verse 14. It's Psalms 139:14. He said, I give thanks to thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are thy works, and my soul knows them very well. And he goes on to talk about how he was framed, how David, how he was framed in the womb, and God knew him from the womb, even before anything else was happening with them. So it just amazes me how these people don't get it. It's not their body that they're killing, and so it's okay. It's okay for them to do what they're doing. It's not murder when it actually is. Susie, is it Susie? Yeah, Susie Moore goes on. Her remarks stand out to me and get me thinking about the way this debate is almost always framed. Let me get over here to this so you can actually see what I'm reading here. Fade back over there because I did a major. I got to go through and I fixed the problem, but I have to go through and change the mixer to a microphone on all this so you can hear me. You can hear my lovely voice, and I'll try to do this again before we fade in and fade out again. Okay. Hopefully you're still being able to hear me, and I can hear my voice over here on my other computer. I got it down real low. Okay. Her remarks stood out to me and got me to thinking about the way this debate is almost always framed. It's women versus men, the patriarchy, or women, the oppressed minority, standing up and fighting and roaring back. I've lost track of the number of hear me roar type posts I saw from women in the pro-choice, pro-abortion camp after this decision. The premise outright ignores the millions of women who are pro-life, who welcome the overturning of Roe and Casey, and who support legislation restricting, if not outright banning, abortion in their states. I did a quick look-see on the stats. Per Gallup poll in 2021, 43% of women in America self-identified as pro-life. In 2020, it was 41%. 2019, it's 51%, a notable high, but also a higher sampling of Republican conservatives than the following years. In 2018, 47%. So the average of those 4 years come to 45.5%. And no matter how you slice it, with women making up slightly over half the population, even if only 40% of women were pro-life, we're still talking nearly 50 million women. Even if one to draw a distinction between women who consider themselves pro-life, yet believe abortion should remain legal under certain circumstances, and those who believe it should be illegal in all circumstances, 19% fall in that latter camp. So we have here some astounding statistics, folks. You know, it's not women versus men, and how dare you, because you don't have a uterus, you can't speak out about this. But 45.5% of women in America, 50 million women, either want it banned outright or have it severely restricted. So now what we have here is it's woman on woman. And these women, pro-life women, are getting mad about this, and they're out protesting too. And they're out there counter-protesting because they understand what's at stake. They know what's in their wombs. It's not their body. It's a baby body, separate DNA. And they don't want to see it maimed and harmed and tore apart during an abortion. And I think these women are thinking right. They actually are thinking about a objective moral standard here. Again, I want to go back to the subjective standard. I can't come over to your place and kill your mom or dad. That'd be wrong. And they'd be right to arrest me, try me, find me guilty, put me in jail for the rest of my life, or I face the death penalty, one or the other. And I don't want to get on that about, well, that's not being pro-life. That's a whole different issue, folks, and they like to mingle that together with abortion. But on the other hand, it's okay if I kill your baby in the womb because you're pro-choice, pro-abortion. You don't want that baby, so I can kill that baby in the womb. And you make no distinction between that baby in the womb and somebody that's already born. And quite honestly, that's being subjective. That's being hypocritical when it comes to the law. And we must have, and like I said, I don't want to drag our congregation into it, but we had a really good lesson this Wednesday night at Susquehanna Valley Church of Christ about morality and our standard for morality. And our evangelist, Rodney Nolf, did a very good job. I encourage you to go. I'll put a link to that actual video down in the notes here. I encourage you to go watch that, because that's the moral standard I live by, because it never changes. And that's the key point. It never changes. It doesn't change with politics. It doesn't change with your feelings or your thoughts. It's objective. It's the same yesterday, today, and it'll be the same thing tomorrow until Christ comes again. Okay? Now, this is funny, folks. I mean, this is really funny here. Bumbling, stumbling Joe Biden had something to say about this now. And again, this shows the ignorance. Either ignorance or they're trying to indoctrinate people to the wrong ideology when it comes to America and how our governance is accomplished through a constitutional representative republic and a federalist system when it comes to the people being sovereign over the states and states being sovereign over the federal government. Now, listen to Joe, folks. This is funny.
There's so many fundamental rights that are affected by that, and I'm not prepared to leave that to the whims and the of the public at the moment in local areas.
I'm not willing to let the whims of that to the people or the local areas at this time. Folks, that's what dictators say. That's what authoritarians say. And whether you want to believe it or not, that's exactly what the Biden administration wants to be. They want to be a dictator. They want to be authoritative over the American people. Now, I want to read this for you. It's the preamble to the Constitution. If you haven't read this in a while, you can go online and get a copy of this and put it, PDF in your computer so you can read it quite often. The preamble says, "We the people," not we the politicians, not I the president or I the vice president or I the leftists in this country. It says we the people, and that's all the people. Now I know that we're divided right now in a lot of things, but the problem is, and this is how I look at it. Again, I go back to an objective standard. It isn't what you wish or how you feel about something. It's what's right and what's wrong. Black and white. I try never to look into gray areas. You just get lost in the gray areas. It's like a fog. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. It's that simple, folks. And side notes, I like side notes. Promote the general welfare does not mean a welfare state. It doesn't mean that. It means if there's laws passed in accordance with Article 1, Section 2, the enumerated powers, they have to benefit general welfare. They have to benefit everybody, not just a certain group gets the benefit and other groups don't. They have to benefit everybody. And how many laws have been passed either on the state level or at the national level that doesn't benefit everybody? Matter of fact, there's been a lot of laws in the past 100 years that benefit one ideology over another, and that's the leftists and the liberals and the communists, the Marxist culturalists. That's what we're fighting here today. So, again, I don't know if he said that off the cuff or that's what he was told to say. But again, to me, it's a gaffe. Because all you're doing is telegraphing exactly your intentions. That he wants to be an authoritarian. He wants to rule from on high. Sorry, Joe. That's not how we're set up. And that's not how a lot of us are going to react to you at all. This has been the Dan Clements Show. I'm your host, Dan Clements, your constitutional warrior. Remember, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. And folks, we'll see you on the next video.